right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for tuning in. My name is Dave, and this is Save America Vote Tulsi Gabbard, the channel that supports Tulsi Gabbard and occasionally talks about other things. This will be related to Tulsi, though, because Tulsi has to go up against the machine. I don't know if you've seen this video that's out there. It's called Tulsi Gabbard versus the Machine. There's a financial machine. There's a military machine. There's a news media propaganda machine. There are aspects of this machine that are already taking over the culture. There's a culture war that's part of the machine, and it's been that way for years. People can't disagree on social issues anymore without wanting to kill one another. There's some really crazy stuff, and it's all building up and building up. Some would say it's like an apocalypse waiting to happen, or a civil war. There have been all kinds of things that have been said about the machine. And Tulsi Gabbard has decided to take on the whole thing. Now, my fear is this, that we're already past the point of no return. Some people believe the same thing about climate change. I'm a bit of a skeptic on climate change. I believe in it, but I just don't believe that there's anything we can do about it. I just don't. I mean, how many people drive cars in this country? How much pollution goes into the atmosphere from all of these different industries? I mean, I walk down the street and I have canals where I live, and all the crap that's in these canals, and nobody seems to be that concerned about it. Nobody walks around and is wringing their hands that there's probably crap in the water that the fish are breathing in, and it's now part of their systems and so forth, and people go fishing and catch these fish, and it's just, I mean, it's just illustrative of how big that is. Didn't they find a whale with like 15 tons of plastic inside or some crazy amount? All right, so I'm off topic, but that's kind of part of the machine as well. The environmental destruction machine, the industrialization of the world. Is China going to stop building coal plants? I mean, I hate to be a pessimist here, but here's the reason Mike Gravel picked up the rock and threw it in the water. Because he knew that was kind of symbolism for, it's like a ripple. But it's more like tossing a rock into a giant ocean. And you're hoping that ripples out and ripples out. But you need everybody throwing rocks to create lots of ripples. And I just don't know. I don't know if it's too late. The fact that I looked to Donald Trump, all right, it was a desperate thing. It's like somebody's got to come along. And there are issues the machine got me hooked on. Immigration. I mean, there are other things, but it was just like, okay, these issues are the most important. And even though a lot of times I've voted against my own economic interests because the machine had ginned up all of this dislike and hatred and animosity. And the machine keeps that going. CNN is part of the machine. MSNBC and Fox, they're all, on the front lines working night and day to keep the machine going. Tulsi Gabbard is up against all of that, and she's just decided to say, I'm going to do it. And God bless her. It's just, you would think, why? Because she loves the country. She loves the planet. She loves humanity. Some basic things. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that somebody had to eventually step up and do it. And she's young enough, and she's energetic enough, and she has the right temperament and all these things. If Tulsi isn't able to even take on the machine because the machine cuts her legs out from under her even before she can get to that place, then I think we're kind of screwed. And we could talk about, we need a third party. Yeah, to start with. You know, we need a third party. We need a third way. We need critical thinking. We need common sense. We need people to come together from all sides of the political spectrum and realize that the politics of personal destruction and animosity and tribalism, we've got to stop it. Identity politics, knock it off, okay? Knock it off. It's just a wedge. It's just tribalism. We're never going to satisfy everybody's needs there. And yeah, there are injustices all over the place. There are. But we can't fix them all. We've got to go for the big stuff. And then hopefully along the way we get the moral courage to be kind to our neighbors and to not care about what they look like or who they love or all of those sorts of things. Just let it go. Let it go. Almost like, you know what, put those biases and prejudices aside. Just put them aside. Because we've got the machine to deal with. And I have no idea how we're going to beat the machine. I'm hoping Tulsi Gabbard does. I'm Dave, and I'll be back soon. See you then.